Oh hey guys! So today I'm going to be talking about a more serious topic. I told you guys in a recent video that I posted on this channel, which would be the last video, that I was going to talk about this because it's been affecting my life a lot lately and I'm wearing makeup in hopes that I don't cry about it. So I'm going to be talking about anxiety, depression, and panic attacks today, and my story with all three of them and how I've dealt with them in my life in hopes to help you guys and be able to connect with you guys more, because I know that I'm not the only one who has these. I mean, everyone has anxiety, but it depends on what extent you have the anxiety where it really starts to affect your life. So anxiety is when, I'll give an example, when you are like stressing over a test, you get anxiety about it because you're like, I need to pass this test, or the anxiety of thinking about failing your parents or failing in general, the anxiety of doing something that you're not comfortable with. There are many instances where anxiety can get to you, and the worst extent of anxiety is when you have a panic attack. Your anxiety gets so bad that you have a panic attack about what's happening because your mind is just so focused on it. Depression is when you are very like so engrossed in something, you are so sad about it that you don't want to do anything. You may get so bad that you have suicidal thoughts. There are many different cases of depression, and some people, I bet general people have mild depression. You know, you have moments in life where you do get depressed. I haven't been diagnosed with depression. I don't know if I have it, but I am a very empathetic person, and when someone's upset, I'm upset. I get really sad easily. I don't know why. I'm a very thoughtful and caring person, and I don't know, I just get really sad easily, and when I'm sad, like I'm sad, like like I said before, I'm so engrossed in that feeling that I let it consume me, and that's not a good thing. So when I knew I had anxiety, probably middle school, I knew when I started having really bad anxiety. Middle school is when I started actually, having really, boyfriends, and there was anxiety of whether or not did I like them, and then I think the moment I knew where I had when I hardcore knew I had really bad anxiety was when me and my friend Molly had this tiff about, it's middle school guys, so now I look back on it and I realize how stupid we were about how we act about it, but she dated my ex without asking for my permission, and you don't do that in the girl world. You don't date your girlfriend's exes. So I was upset about it and I was heartbroken. She was my friend and she betrayed me. And I had such bad anxiety about it, and I held a grudge for I think over a year. I was that upset about it, and again, I was in middle school, I was stupid then. I can still hold a good grudge, but I don't hold grudges for a year anymore. I hold it for like a day or two, and then I'm like, okay, I love you. Like, I get over it. So I think that was when I knew I started having really bad anxiety about things, because now I was anxious about whether or not my friends were true friends. Going through middle school, I finished up my middle school years and I was, good. I was still a happy kid. I mean, I lost my grandparents, my grandma, my grandpa, my 7th and 8th grade year, my great-grandparents, and that was really hard for me, and that's when I started getting depressed about loss of a loved one. And then high school came, and anxiety about the first day of school happened to me. I had really bad anxiety. I got close to sometimes, like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, but I don't. It's that bad. And so I went through high school, and I think the first time I knew when I started having like really bad depression was when my nanny passed away my junior year to cancer. I'm sorry. Looking back on my junior year, I was so depressed. I didn't understand why God had taken my grandmother, because she was one of the greatest people in my family. And to give her cancer, to make her suffer in a way that is so excruciating, I just couldn't understand it, and I was so angry and so upset, and I was in denial when I first heard about it. I didn't even cry when I heard about it because I was like, there's no way. She's gone on vacation. She's gonna come home soon. But she hasn't come home yet. And so it was really hard for me. I would go home and literally my grades slipped. I would just sit in my room and not want to hang out with anybody. Luckily, my friends Kelsey and Zach that I had in high school literally forced me to get out of my house to go and have fun with them and enjoy my junior year, because high school happens only once, and I'm so grateful that they helped me during that time. And I may not be as close with them as I used to. I'm not even friends with Zach anymore, but I'm always going to be thankful for what he did for me and what Kelsey did for me and how they took me out of my depression and, you know, made me more happy and not feel guilty about being happy with my life. So that year I actually gave we had to do a pathway my junior year, and I talked about my nanny and I like sobbed, and I didn't think I would cry as hard as I did, but you know, see my parents were there, see my mom cry in front of me, and it was my dad's mom, so it's just hard. It's hard to talk about it sometimes, and I think about her every day. I never stop thinking about her. I'm always praying to her and hoping that she's taking care of me, and I know she is. But I still get sad about it sometimes, but I don't think I've ever been as depressed as I was, besides when Corey and I broke up about, you know, my nanny passing away. Moving on from depression, I have a list here about what order I'm talking about things. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so gross right now. Okay, excuse my sniffles. So my first major panic attack, I don't specifically, I mean, I think I remember one time I was sitting on the couch and I felt like I was having a heart attack. Like my heart and chest felt wicked tight, and I didn't feel like I could breathe right, and I asked my mom, I'm like, Mom, I can't breathe. She's like, you're probably just having a panic attack. What are you thinking about? And we talked about it, and but my first real major panic attack was last semester. I think it was last semester. I was having anxiety with my friends. I liked one of my friends, but he liked my best friend. So I was having anxiety about how I was like, no one likes me. I was being stupid. And so I was having anxiety about that whole night. I couldn't sleep, and I woke up the next morning and my mom was like, well, I didn't want to tell you last night, but your grandfather passed away, which was my nanny's husband. He passed away, and I started crying. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was having a shitty night and then you throw this on top of it. It was just like a ricochet. So I went to school the next day, and Kanisha was at school, and I was sitting outside the library, and my chest started feeling like, I literally felt like I was having a heart attack. It hurt so bad, and I almost started crying because I was just on the brink of tears about anything. Like, someone could have said hello and I would have cried. So she was gone, and I kept having anxiety. I'm like, when's Kanisha gonna get back? Like, when's she gonna come back and see me? And I started thinking about my papa and about how it's like the last time I saw him was at 4th of July week, and he was very different after my nanny passed away, and I felt like I was depressed about how I was like, I didn't ever, you know, talk to him or, you know, make him feel like I loved him, because I did. But I am such an awkward person that I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know, I get really awkward, and you have to strike the conversation. He doesn't do that. He just sits there and goes, how's your day? And like, you talk. Like, I'm not like that. Like, we have to go back and forth, you know what I mean? And so I'd get anxiety about talking to him because I knew he wasn't the same. And that's okay. I wasn't hating him for being different. He lost somebody he loved, that he shared his life with, and that's understandable. I'd changed too. But it was hard to call him up, and I don't know why. And I still feel guilty about it some days, but I realize that he knows that I love him regardless of how we maybe didn't talk as much after my nanny passed away. But I hope he knows that I love him, and I miss him just as much as I miss my nanny, and I wish that I could see them both again. And I'm going to someday, but I mean, right now, I'm here. So I had my first panic attack that day, and it was horrible. And I was like, Kanisha, you need to get me out of the school. Like, I felt claustrophobic. I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I was like, I need to get out of the school. And I went in the car, and she's like, do you want to talk about it? And I was like, I think I'm all out of tears right now. I can't cry. Like, I wanted to cry. You know when you want to cry and you just can't? You're just like, I can't. There's nothing, like, your eyes are just so dry from crying before. You can't cry anymore, but you want to keep crying. That's how I felt, and it was really bad. So I'm going to talk about how anxiety can hold you back. My anxiety definitely holds me back. Lately in life, this is what I was having a bad day yesterday. Friends that I thought were friends aren't really my friends, so there's anxiety about people not liking me. I'm having anxiety, my friends like to go and party, and I haven't really been exposed to partying yet, so I'm not really comfortable with it. And what happens is they invite me to a party where there's alcohol, and I think of all the things that could go wrong. I don't think about how fun it's going to be. I think of all the bad things that are going to happen in that incident, and I'm like, well, what if one of them gets so drunk they're not with it and some guy takes them and I don't see this happening, or I don't want to get hit on by creepy guys because, ooh, I'm there and they're wasted. I just think of all those things that are going to happen, so I say I can't go, and then I see Facebook and they're like, you know, talking about all over Facebook how fun they're having, and it makes me jealous. Like, I wish I was there, but I'm not comfortable with it. And most of them understand. Like, I talked to Kiana about it and she totally understands, and she doesn't want me to be uncomfortable. I don't think any of them want me to be uncomfortable with it, but I still hate it because I want to be able to go out and just have fun with my friends and not have to have anxiety about what's gonna go wrong. I wish I could just be carefree and say, let's just go, and, like, you know, not care, but I do, and it's been happening to me lately. It's been happening to me like 3 times lately where my friends are like, we're going to a party and we're gonna go have fun without you, and it's like, okay, bye. It sucks. So I'm also going to start talk about with dealing with depression. You need to talk to people about any of these 3: anxiety, panic attacks, or depression. Talk to your parents. Talk to an adult figure that you trust about how you're feeling lately, because anxiety can lead to depression and panic attacks, and they're not fun. They suck. So talk to your parents about it. I definitely talked to my parents about it. My mom has really bad anxiety, as do I. I pretty much got it from her, and so she understands. Like, when I told her about how I think of all the bad things that are gonna happen at the party, she's like, I do the same thing. It's okay. So talk to somebody, because they're, you know, somebody that you'll know will listen. And luckily I have a couple friends that are very, very understanding of what is going on with me. I mean, I still don't think they fully grasp my anxiety, and that's why I'm making this video, in hopes that they'll watch this and understand that my anxiety holds me back, and I know that. And it's hard for me to break out of my shell sometimes because I get anxious and I'm awkward. And I'm very shy at first with meeting new people, and the world scares me. I am very scared of going out in public somewhere where there's going to be drunk men and they're going to take me, and I just get nervous about it. And I can't help it. I mean, I've gone out with a bunch of my friends where we've been, you know, out about in a town, and I'm okay with that because there's a bunch of us. I mean, we could take them. But when it's just like a couple of my friends and I, and when there's more guys than girls, that's when I get anxious. I'm like, no, this isn't happening. Like, I don't want to go to that party. There's more guys than girls. This is not okay with me. I'd rather have more girls than guys. That's just how I feel. So I hope you, my friends, if you're watching this, that I'm sorry that my anxiety holds me back, and I hope you understand that this is who I am, and I don't think it's going to change. I think it's going to get better as time goes on once I learn to cope with what I have. But I mean, my anxiety is always going to be there, and I'm always going to be anxious over little stupid things, because that's just who I am. So again, I just hope you understand why I am like this. I mean, I get everything from my mom. Thanks, Mom. Love you. So yeah, talk to people. If you feel like you are feeling anxious, talk to somebody about it. Be like, why are you feeling anxious? Why do you feel this way? Or write about it in your journal. There's tactics to stop having a panic attack. What you do is you will write in your journal about what you're feeling about, or sometimes I'll have anxiety about like what others think of me, or I'll have anxiety because I'm having a war with myself, like I'm not pretty enough or I'm not good enough. You write those negative things down on the piece of paper, and then once you close that book, you just forget about them. There are many tactics to look up. You can look up many things to do online to help you, but the best way is to talk to somebody so that they know that you're feeling this way. So I hope you guys liked my video. Sorry that I got emotional. It still kind of hits the heart sometimes. I mean, it's been 4 years. It's almost coming up to when she passed away, March 28th, I think it was. It's coming up 9 more days. I think it'll be the 3rd or 4th year, 2010. 3rd year that she's been gone. And then my papa passed away last year, so it's gonna be a year by the end of this year. that he's been gone, and we haven't had the memorial or anything yet, so it's still not real yet to me that he's gone, but I mean, it sucks. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys can connect with me, and I'm here if you ever need to talk to somebody. If you don't feel comfortable talking to anybody, you can tweet me, like DM me on Twitter, you can message me on here, since you have more characters to use on here. Leave a video response telling me your story if you'd like. I want us to share this and, you know, fight through this together, because it is something you can overcome, and I know I'm trying to overcome it every single day, and I'm doing the best I can, and I know you guys are too. So I love you all. You all are perfect the way you are. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. And again, I'm here if you need me. Do not feel like you're alone, because you are loved, and you're loved by me. So message me if you need me. And I love you guys, and I will see you with another video sometime. I'm gonna go film another video after this, and I'll also see you on Sunday. So I love you guys. Goodbye.
Shoes and your trendy tattoos. You'll hit the sidewalks, the best stores and restaurants.